Welcome to a very special edition of News Bites here on Daily World Television. My name is Kal Korff and I'm your host. Joining us today is Mrs. Aman Grewal, who is the winner of 2014 Miss India,
Mrs.
India International Worldwide. Okay. That was a contest held out of Delhi?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we have a very special guest. She's also going to run in the marathon that Daily World is sponsoring. You can see the advertisement for it back here. It is April 9th, 2017. So we're honored to have her, and let's ask her some questions. Okay, so tell us a little bit about your story. Introduce yourself. And you had a very interesting story you were talking about earlier. You had an accident when you were young and how you recovered from that.
When I was in my first year of college, I was studying here in Chandigarh. I joined MCM Sector 36 and I was in the hostel. My father was posted at a place called Mira Sab near Jammu in JNK. And so the first break from college, I was supposed to go home. And on the way to my Mamaji's house, he used to live in Sector 39. So I met with a major accident. I was on a bike with my cousin and this was like just 100 meters short of the house. I think it just had to happen that day. So I had this major accident. So I was in the hospital with several broken bones and many stitches. I was in the hospital for 2 months. After that, I started moving on crutches, on wheelchair, and finally it took me almost 6 to 7 months to get back on my 2 feet.
6 to 7 months?
Yes.
Okay.
And that time, I mean, for several years, I always believed I could never run or do any strenuous exercise. So I used to only walk. But then one fine day, I was like, why can't I run? I mean, if I build on slowly, I'm sure I can do it. So I started with half a kilometer, 1 kilometer, 1.5 kilometer. So slowly and steadily, in a few months, then I could run about 5. And then I tried more, so 7, 8, 9. So this time for the marathon, I'm going to try for 10 kilometers.
Okay, that's very impressive because first of all, most people don't run 5 kilometers even without a broken leg. You had an accident, you were disabled, and yet you came back, and now you're a complete fitness buff. You regularly work out, I think it shows, and that's just incredible. So you won a very prestigious title. What made you decide to enter that contest? What was the motivation?
I've always believed in life that any experience, good or bad, it teaches you a lot. So it's always my endeavor to try out new things so that maybe I can learn more and improve as a person. So this was one of the reasons to go for this pageant, that I'll get to learn a lot. And of course the crown was the icing on the cake which came. But then of course you have to prepare for it. You have to be at it, totally focused, which I did. I'm a hardworking person, so okay. I could do it.
So when you decided to enter the contest, did you really think you could win? Did you have that confidence, or was it like, well, I hope I win, or I hope I place in the top 3 or something?
Initially when I started preparing, that time I was like preparing only for a good experience, to learn something there. But then slowly, gradually, when I actually got into the preparation mode, then I was like, now I have to come back with the crown. There's no other way.
Okay, so at some point you said, it's all or nothing, I've got to win this thing.
I believe in the best or nothing.
And what was the reaction of your family and friends when you not only entered it, but then won it?
My parents, my mother-in-law, my husband, my sister-in-law, everybody was there to watch the pageant, the finale. And when my name was announced, everybody was thrilled and I was equally thrilled. It was a great moment.
Okay, well you said a key word there, you said my husband. So guys, she's taken, don't even think about it. Now, so your husband said, that's my wife.
Yes.
Yeah.
Earlier I was Mrs. Grewal. Now at times, they tell, oh, that's Aman's husband.
Okay. All right, so when you meet people and they don't know that you won this title, and then they find out you have, do they treat you differently?
I'm always the same. Without the title, with the title, I'm the same person that I was.
Okay.
So when people meet me for the first time, if they get to know, so definitely they're surprised and they're like, oh, you never told us. So it's like that, but then it's good. It's good. All good.
So you're very humble about it.
Absolutely, I believe in that completely.
Oh, that's the way it should be. Now, what activities have you been doing subsequent to this? Because sometimes there's tours involved, endorsements, things like that. Other than participating in our marathon, which we're very grateful for. What else are you up to nowadays?
I'm training people during pageants, whenever they have the pageant. So I'm into the grooming part of the pageant. The speaking skills, the etiquette part, and the ramp walk. Apart from that, also personality development classes, so all that. And I'm also into making floral arrangements on wooden vases. That is like a hobby which I'm pursuing. And so I keep doing that whenever I get time. And other than that, I have 2 children, so teaching them and taking care of them, that also takes a lot of time.
You have 2 children?
Yes.
Okay, tell us about them. Their ages?
My daughter is going to be 12 next month.
12?
12 years. And
wow.
My son is 8.
Your son is 8, your
yeah.
daughter's 12.
Yes.
Okay. So, are you going to have a third one, or are you happy with one?
No, I'm happy with 2. Okay. Hands are full.
Okay, so you're balanced because you have one of each. Yeah. Okay. Now, are you a native Chandigarian, or were you from somewhere else?
I was born in Chandigarh.
Okay.
I did my college here in Chandigarh, but then since my father was in the army, so we kept moving all over the country, from north to south, east to west. And I got married from Chandigarh. So it's more of Chandigarh in my life than any other place.
Yeah, okay, I understand. Now, when you were on the travels, because your father was in the military, was there a certain area of India that you liked the best other than Chandigarh, like a number 2?
I found Northeast to be very, very beautiful, but it's not really very commercialized, in terms of a tourist destination, I would say. But then that side, Arunachal, Tawang, all those, it's beautiful. So if anybody gets a chance, you must travel that side.
So would you describe yourself best as a city girl or a country girl?
I have practically lived everywhere, from the smallest place to Delhi or Bangalore or Hyderabad. So, and in the army, I mean, you get so used to moving so often that you are able to adjust anywhere. So I would say I can live anywhere and everywhere happily.
Okay. Now, you mentioned you love to travel. What do you love about traveling, and what are some of the best places you've been to that you've enjoyed?
The best thing about traveling is you actually, and especially if you're traveling alone, again, I mean, you get to see and notice things, and then maybe reflect about life as such. Like when you look at the mountains, so you feel that the mountains have been there for ages, and whatever rain, thunderstorm, nothing, they don't move. They are still there. So why can't we learn something from them? So I enjoy that part of it. Looking at nature and then learning, introspecting. So that is good. And the best place was Egypt.
Egypt?
Yes.
Okay.
Seeing the pyramids, that was like my all-time dream. And finally last year we got to go to Egypt.
Okay.
And going inside the pyramid and that chamber, the king's chamber, I mean that was really, really nice, mesmerizing.
Okay, I understand. So you love history, archaeology, that type of stuff.
Yes.
And Egypt, of course, is full of it. Yeah.
It's amazing. I mean, once you go there and you stand in front of the pyramid, and then you realize, I mean, you're such a tiny entity, and
this big.
Yeah, and we keep worrying about very tiny stuff. Why this is not happening. But when you go at a place like this, and then you look at it, then you feel that you're nothing. I mean, you're unnecessarily creating so much stress for just nothing. I mean, look at it changes your life perception actually.
Yeah,
Travel.
I understand. Other than Egypt, what would be another favorite place of yours?
I liked Venice also. I'd gone to Venice. So
Venice?
Yes,
okay.
So all those houses in water and how people travel, in those gondolas, and so I found it very, very nice and different.
Okay. So Italy is very different from Egypt, of course. Did you get to see other parts of Italy, like Rome or?
Yeah. Rome, then Florence. Florence is very beautiful.
Yes.
But Rome again, I mean, each and every part of Rome, every corner of the city, it is so beautifully done. I mean, you actually see the kind of effort and thought that must have gone into creating that,
Yes.
each and every corner of the city. So I wish in India we can have such kind of, cleanliness and beautiful buildings, no these billboards anywhere. I mean, that is something, if India can do something like that, it would be great.
You can see some of the changes that are occurring in India, especially among the youth. Do you think it's going in the right direction as it becomes more westernized?
I would say that the present generation that is coming up now, children who are now getting into colleges and preparing for their professional courses and all, the present generation is very aware.
Yeah.
Very aware and motivated too.
Yes.
But then also at the same time, especially like when we moved to Punjab, I would say a certain section of people, they're very, very motivated and they want to do well. But then also there is another section of people who feel that we have land, why should we work, why should we study? So I wish they change, and I wish they do something better, and Punjab will be really a great place to live in.
Yeah, I understand. So how do you see an event like this marathon? It's in Chandigarh. It's a full marathon. There are, of course, portions that people can run. How are you going to feel when you step out there knowing it's your first marathon? It's
This is my second marathon.
Oh, second? I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, I think marathon, firstly, so many people running together, it's a great feeling. Running itself is a great feeling. And when so many people get together for a cause and they're all running together, it's more fun. It's not actually, you're working hard, it's not that. And again, I mean, the process of preparing for that one event, that you have to run so many kilometers, so every day you're focused and you're trying to, so again fitness comes in here, and it's a very nice way to start your day with running. And then I feel if you do something like this, your entire day goes very well. So just the process of preparing, I'm sure once people get to know of this and they register for this, they will definitely prepare. So it's a very good use of their energy, I would say. And together, running together, it creates a different atmosphere. So it's going to be very good, I'm sure.
Yeah, I understand. Two more quick questions for you. What is a typical day in your life, if there is a typical day?
Yeah, morning it's all hush hush and running around, and children have to get ready for school. Husband leaves for office by about 8:30. So till about 8:30 it's a busy running around time in the morning, and after that, of course, then you do a little whatever the regular stuff at home, and evening 4:35, that is the time I go to the gym, I run, I do my workout, and evening is again family time. And in between, during the day, I try to finish whatever work I have during those school hours of my children, and so that I'm at home in the evening when they come back.
I understand. Sounds like it's very well managed.
Yes, I feel you have to manage things well, and you have to strike a balance if you want everything peaceful and happy.
Makes sense. And what about diet? You're into fitness, so what kind of diet do you follow?
I don't follow a particular diet, but then of course I believe in simple home cooked food, and I don't like to eat out much, and I'm not a very fried stuff kind of person. No golgappas and chaat and tikki for me. So it's not, diet has never been a big problem with me. I mean, I'm happy eating home cooked simple food. I can eat dal roti every day, sabzi. So that's how, I mean, that's a good part, I guess. I don't have to really work on my diet, but definitely healthy eating is very important. And these days, so many lifestyle diseases that are happening, basically it is the diet. And even for fitness, like they say that it's 30% your gymming and your exercising, 70% is your diet. So if you can take care of your diet and manage your diet well, I mean, you'll not have those many problems that we are seeing nowadays.
Do you have a type of cuisine that you like that is outside Indian? Like, do you like Italian? Do you like Lebanese food? What?
I eat anything and everything. Here in India, I love my sarson ka saag and makki ki roti.
Okay.
But outside India, I would say, yeah, Italian is good. I like lasagna and those thin crust pizzas and all that. That's good.
Okay, so when you were in Egypt, obviously you didn't eat Italian. How did you like the cuisine there?
Egypt, I had little issues with the food because they are into a lot of non-veg, and so last few days I actually ended up only pizzas because I actually couldn't adjust to the cuisine there.
Mm-hmm.
And then Egypt, water again is such a big issue. I mean, petrol is cheaper than water, so that also we learned over 2 days that water is important. And here in India, we have water and we don't really take care of it.
Mm-hmm. And in Italy, no problem adjusting?
Yeah, Italy food was fine. It was good, yes.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to share with our viewers, people watching this?
Yes, of course, I would like to say that health is the most important thing in life. We run after so many things, making money and building a new house and getting the latest car. But I feel if we dedicate that kind of time and energy to staying fit, that will be the best thing you'll do for yourself and for children as well.
Okay, she's right on that. You can't argue with her. And again, she's going to be in the marathon, running for Chandigarh, which is on April 9th, 2017.
Yes. So see you all there on 9th of April.
Okay, thanks for joining us, Aman.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
You're welcome.